look at the problem. Nowadays, a large amount of food waste is thrown away daily at homes and schools. Instead of being recycled, most of it ends up in landfills. As a result, when this food waste decomposes, it produces methane gas, which significantly contributes to climate change. Not only that, food waste also causes unpleasant smells and attract pests like flies and rats. On top of that, many people rely heavily on chemical fertilizers, which can slowly damage the soil over time. Therefore, there is clearly a need for a more sustainable and eco friendly solution. And this is where vermicomposting comes in. Now, why is vermicomposting important? First of all, it significantly reduces the amount of food waste sent to landfills. As a result, less methane gas is released, which helps protect our environment and reduce climate change. In addition, this innovation encourages students and families to practice recycling at home. This not only builds awareness but also develops responsible habits from a young age. Moreover, vermicomposting promotes sustainable and eco friendly living. Instead of depending on chemical fertilizers, it produces natural and organic fertilizer for plants. Therefore, vermicomposting is not just a waste solution, it is a long term investment for a greener and healthier future.
Hello everyone, today we're exploring vermicomposting, a smart way to recycle food scraps using earthworms. A standard setup uses three-layer system. The top layer is the active zone, where earthworms live in a warm blanket of damp newspaper and food scraps like fruit peels and coffee grounds. The second layer is where the black gold or worm castings are stored. Finally, the third layer collects worm tea, a powerful liquid fertilizer that drips down through the drainage holes. The system works in three distinct layers. In the top layer, we create a worm blanket using newspaper and cardboard. This is the active area when we add food scraps like fruit peels, vegetables, and coffee grounds. As the worm eat, they migrate upward through holes in the bottom. The second layer consists of worm castings, which is the actual compost. This is a super fertilizer packed with beneficial bacteria and fungi that protect plants from diseases and pests. It also helps soil hold much more moisture than regular dirt. Finally, the third layer at the bottom collects worm tea. Drainage holes allow excess moisture to drip down from the compost layers. This liquid is a potent fertilizer that you can use for your houseplants or garden.
Now I'm gonna talk about the impact on society. Vermicomposting has a massive impact on our society. It leads to cleaner neighborhood by keeping food waste out of landfills, which reduce bad smell and methane gas. It saves money because families don't have to buy expensive chemical fertilizer. Most importantly, it reduces chemical contamination in our food and drinking water.
Environmentally, this is a powerful tool against climate change. Landfills are the third largest source of human related methane emissions. Vermicomposting stops that waste from rotting. It also aids in water conservation because vermicompost can hold up to 9 times its weight in water, meaning plants need much less irrigation to stay healthy.
Looking ahead, vermicomposting is key to sustainable urbanization. As more people move to cities, vertical and herbal, farming will be essential. Because of vermicompost is odorless and space efficient, it is the perfect nutrient source for the urban gardens of tomorrow. Let's embrace this black gold to build a greener future.